Hello, bonjour. This is Fred in France for Metalops TV on YouTube. You can subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. You can like, comment, be cool. Huh? It's just only passion, only music for music and metal. And also on metalops.com, French website. And this time we have in video, it will be one of my questions of this interview, Mork. It's maybe the Norwegian word we are going to speak about that, but not. It doesn't mean dark for especially, but we're very close to the Norwegian word Mork, if I'm right. Please, could you introduce yourself? Please, what's your name and what do you do in the Norwegian band Mork?
Ah, bonjour, France. Vive
I
la
speak French.
France.
Okay, you speak French.
Not
Okay,
very much, only
that's all.
that.
Okay, okay,
Well,
good.
I'm
Thank you.
excited to speak with France today. My name is Thomas Eriksen, and I am the shadow behind the Norwegian black metal band Mork. It's a one-man project and has
Yeah,
been going for over 20 years now.
ouais, 2004 in Halden, Ostfold in
Yes.
Norway. It was founded. But so at first, it was your goal. It was only a studio project, a one-man band project, and with no vision of gigs.
That's right.
Yeah,
To tell you the truth, the first 10 years was only studio demos, secret, only a
yeah,
little thing I tried on the side. And then, in 2013, I
yeah.
released my first full-length album, and then it
Is
got picked up by labels and stuff.
okay.
And
Is the
then I
back?
dis
Is the back? It was called. Is the back? Eh?
It's the
Okay.
bucket, that's right. And then I decided to focus on Mork for real. And then it was maybe 2 years, and then I had a full live band and started touring as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you are four in the band in the promotional pictures. Yeah, we are going to speak about the previous album, Sieve. But just a quick question and simple question. I thank you first to accept this interview in video, and it's hard sometimes to have, especially a black metal artist in video on YouTube, but with video and to broadcast this in video. No corpse paints, no painting, etc. You accept it, Mayhem accept it, Attila, Norna Guest from Enstone, who lives in Norway now, accept it, but sometimes you have a lot of answers, negative answers, they don't want. I respect, and we used in Metalops because at first we are a magazine, written a magazine, and but no people don't read a lot. So why did you make this effort to accept this interview? And do you understand some artists who don't? Of course, it's personal. Every artist is different, but you understand some people, some artists who refuse a video interview, especially in black metal, for fans, for press, for fans like us.
I know that in certain bands and certain scenes, it's important to have, a mystique, kind of a mystical coat over the personalities in the bands,
To keep the
which is
mystery.
okay. That is like an image thing, but to me, it's not about image because I am myself. I'm a real person. My
Okay.
music and lyrics is about my feelings and,
Yeah. Purpose.
real stuff. So to be here with glasses today and no corpse paint doesn't really bother me
Yeah.
because it's the same person.
Okay. Yes, simply. Okay. Yes, because
Yeah.
for example, yes, on stage you have corpse paints on promotional pictures, especially on the new album we are going to speak called Monolitt on Peaceville Records. You have yeah, corpse paints and live,
Yes.
but some artists like Emperor in the past had corpse paints, but since many years they don't have, and they accept all in general. And live they
I
don't
will
have corpse paints.
I will tell you that we chose to use corpse paint back when I started the live band. It was in
Ah, yeah,
2014 around
yeah.
there, and we did the first show in 2015 in January there. And
Oh.
then it was, back then we played a bit more raw and primitive black
Mm.
metal, and we decided to do the corpse paint to have the theatrics be more correct, the aesthetics,
Yeah.
and it was a little bit of a tribute to the bands and
Of course.
era that inspired me.
Yeah,
And
especially in Norway. Yeah.
yeah, and and after this, I've been touring now for over 10 years, and
Yeah.
the corpse paint just stuck around. We never really got rid of it. A couple of
Mm.
I can tell you that my guitar player, Alex, he's been in the live band for the longest time. Actually, he's been in the live band for over 10 years.
Okay.
He is like, can't we just cut out the corpse paint, because it's a hassle to do it, But I'm like, no, I feel it is right for
Okay.
the aesthetics,
Yeah.
and for
Okay.
us, it's like putting on, war paint. You get into a character,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I remember about the previous album, Sieve, the seventh studio album in 2024. We made the interview. I will put the link in the description by email, and you answered. And I remember that your goal, it was to tour. The maximum to promote this album, Sieve, on stage, and we can see different live sessions, live show, and especially from the second single of the new album, it's Torden, the single a live captation music video. I will put the link also in this interview and integrated in this interview. So are you satisfied what of the conclusion of the album Sieve? It was a very good album, more various, more there was an evolution with different elements, and you put it on stage live with the band, the other guys. So for Mork, it was a new step, and you are satisfied of this 2 years past for Sieve?
Absolutely. I believe I am a bit, I think Siv needs a bit more attention, though. It feels to me that it kind of went a little bit beneath the radar for most people, but that's how it is. There's a million albums and a million bands and algorithms and bullshit. But the album is always there, so you can always go back and check it out.
Yeah.
But, Siv was a necessary next step for me
Okay.
that brought me to this,
Yeah, Monolitt, like Monolitt
you
in
know.
Stanley Kubrick.
So yeah, almost, yes. So Sieve was a necessary step to get to Monolitt. So it's a part of the story and the evolution
Yeah.
of Mork.
Yeah. Alors, so Sieve, it was your seventh album, and it was Sieve in Danish or in Norwegian, it means seven,
That's
if I'm
right.
right. And the new album is
Yes.
called so Monolitt, your eighth studio album on Peaceville Records, out middle of June 2026. Alors, so my first impression, I didn't find it the same evolution, folk touches, different the melodies, or maybe not progressive, but melodies of the first album, of the previous album, Sieve, in the new one, Monolitt. More heavy stuff, more direct, but there are subtleties, there are, especially more at the end of the album, and a song like called in Norwegian, all is in Norwegian, if I'm right, in Anen Safre. But so you wanted to make the opposite of the previous album. How did you, after the live experience of the two last years, how did you approach the new album Monolitt?
Uh,
It's
I
heavy.
wanted I wanted to make a darker and heavier album.
Ah, yeah.
And
Ah, yeah.
yes, and I think
I agree.
I did well with my visions here.
Yeah.
I want a dark and brutal album in brutal honesty. I'm talking both music and lyric wise here,
Okay.
because I'm
You
talking
made all.
about a lot of
Yeah.
existential questions and
Really.
real human emotion about existence and stuff. And I feel I got that through with this album.
Okay. But you nailed it. You nailed it because I find it more heavy. And we are going to speak about the guitars, but the guitar riffs are that I like. It's sometimes it's more primitive. It's old school with the old school approach, and sometimes it's you you make a crossover between old school black metal. We speak about corpse paints, the visuals, all the tradition, especially in true Norwegian black metal, and the sound and the year in 2026. And I like that. I like that. Some, for example, craft band also. You make a crossover. It's your roots. It's your DNA. Very naturally, especially in the guitar riffs, we are very, very. You produce very good riffs.
Thank you so much. And to me, it's very important not to follow rules or expectations. I want to make something that just feels natural for me. And I want Mork to have its own voice and not just be one of many black metal bands. Mork should be Mork. And on this new album, I'm looking at the track list now, and I think for me personally, it's only one song that is almost Norwegian traditional black metal, and the rest is quite varied, actually.
Yeah, okay, there are 9 tracks in the Monolitt album, but and in Monolitt, it's Norwegian word, like Monolitt. But could you recall us Mork? What does it mean? Because normally, like I've said, Mork, it's Norwegian word to say dark, but no, it's not the same O.
No, it's not the same, because in Mørk, the dark word, it's on Ø. It's a different letter.
Okay.
But Mork, it's taken from a longer word, which is morken, which means decayed or rotten.
In Norwegian? Okay. Okay.
Very inspired by necro black metal back when I started.
Okay. Carpathian Forest or Gorgoroth, or other. Okay.
Absolutely.
Astaroth. Okay. Thank you for all this information. Also, could you show us again because you have the vinyl version? I don't have it. MP3 streaming nowadays by a label. Oh yeah. And you can open it? Yes.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you. Very dark. Very dark.
And I will show you. This is the special colored vinyl.
Which color? Black? No.
It's Arctic Pearl.
Oh yes. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
It's beautiful vinyl.
Yeah, very okay. We can order it.
And I also have my brothers here.
You know it. I don't have it. I just MP3 and streaming by Peaceville. But there is a limited version of Prehistoric Metal of Darkthrone, and I find it less. Personally, I find it less than the normal cover with Fenris and the.
I like the dark cover with the drawing, but they were sold out, so I couldn't get one of those.
Yeah. Okay. So I say that there is also the interview of Darkthrone with Fenris by email on our website metalops.com if you want to check out. You know the guys personally. You know the guys of Darkthrone, Fenris.
Fantastic people.
Gilver or Ted. Yeah.
Absolutely. They are they have been supporters of mine for many years, and they are great people, and I really appreciate them as persons and their music, obviously, because Darkthrone is one of the biggest influences I have. So thank you, Darkthrone.
And they are still alive. They are still alive
and kicking.
But they don't tour. They don't play live except 2006 at Wacken with Nocturno Culto and the Satyricon guys, and the early past, 1993, 1984 in Norway. But they don't type gigs. You wanted Mork to be a live project with guys and on stage. It's your goal.
I love to travel. And this year alone, we've been throughout the whole of Asia. We've been to Australia this year.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic to get to perform for the fans in across the globe. I love it. So,
in some clubs, some gigs, some festivals.
This was the tour in Asia, and Australia was our club headliner tour, actually. Yes.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay. Alors, I wanted to know about the drums part. We speak about the guitars. What's your guitar tuning on guitars? And is it you who recorded all the guitars, or with the team now? There is a bass player, there is another guitarist, maybe, and a drummer. And could you tell me more about the drum session? Because I have read, and I'm fan, the help of Asgeir Mickelson, and I was
Yes.
sad when he stopped to play with BORKNAGAR and VINTERSORG a long time ago. And but I was happy when he was back with the biggest 10 of Tristania, former Tristania, with the Veil of Secrets. And I don't know what is he doing, if he still play drums officially in metal a bit, so with the Veil of Secrets. So could you tell me more about the recording sessions and with the guys and for this album Monolitt?
Yeah, let's talk about Asgeir. This
Asgeir.
album is actually the first time where somebody else is playing drums.
Ah,
On
okay.
the previous albums, I have been playing drums and guitars and everything,
It was not
bass,
in the
everything.
past. It was not drum programming. Uh,
No, playing.
you by you. Okay.
And
Okay.
but this time I wanted to try to have Asgeir on the album, so he
Oh,
got a bit carte blanche and did his thing. And I think it really elevated the album. You know, it
yeah.
sounds great. It's a bit fuller. It's a bit more depth now. And so probably in the future I will also include drummers on the albums. You know,
Okay.
so Asgeir basically he was in the live band for 1 year as a trial. You know, and that year has passed. So now we have a new drummer, but he is on the album and it really sounds great. I'm
Asgeir
super
is on the album. Asgeir recorded all the parts, drum parts.
yes on the album, yes. But
Okay.
he is not in the live band. We have
Okay.
a different drummer.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
my guitar tuning is a
Yeah.
half step drop. What is that? Is that like D
D.
sharp, I suppose?
Okay. On 6 string
And
guitars,
six string guitar standard
D.
tuning, but it's in D sharp.
E sharp. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Darkthrone, for example, or Gorgoroth plays like that, maybe? No, I don't know. It
I
depends.
don't I'm not sure. It was actually many years ago. I was talking with Obsidian C from Keep of Kalesin.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. Yeah.
And I was like, what tuning are you using? Because I was a big fan of Armada and
Armada,
Colossus
yeah, the
and
album.
you know those albums, great albums.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to figure out what tuning is this. And then he told me that, you know, we tune just like the old school Guns N' Roses guys, the old glam rock guys. They
Yeah.
tune a half step down.
After, yeah. Hmm?
So
Hmm?
I actually learned that from Obsidian, you know, and
Okay.
for me it worked very well because it sounds a little bit more heavy and it's a bit more accessible for vocals actually.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
vocal, yeah. Yeah, because only screams and your vocals, yeah, you are the only singer.
Yes,
And
I
they are not,
am, but you
yeah,
know, I also do clean vocals. So
yeah,
then if you drop down a half step, you don't have to go that high, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But they are maybe on this new album, there are less clean vocals and less leads or progressive vibes, or folk elements, like you test them on the previous album, Steve.
That's correct. But you know I have a lot of people out there who are fans of the more clean singing songs, actually, like
Yeah.
Arv på tvers av tidene, and those kinds. So
Ah, yeah.
maybe next album I will bring back a little more of the clean
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah.
So because it's a part of the Mork sound. So
Yeah, and that's why also we can find it Monolith very heavy. It's a heavy album, and the riffs, all the songs, and at the end of the album, Martyr and U-Tool, it reminds me a bit the introduction a bit Immortal.
okay, yeah,
At the
there you
Art of
go.
Winter, and after this era, a bit.
If you listen to YouTube, there is actually a clean vocal part
Yeah,
there, you know,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
that was
at the end.
actually
Oh,
planned to. Yeah, I wanted to have a special guest vocalist on that, special, you know,
uh,
a guy that I looked up to back in the day. But since he turned it down, I don't want to tell you who it was.
okay.
But
Okay.
now it's me singing there. This part.
Ah. Okay.
Yes.
So who record the clean vocals? You? instead of this guest. Okay. You can ask ECS Vortex, former Dimmu Borgir and BORKNAGAR, for example.
Maybe.
next time. I don't know what he's doing now because he launched. He made one solo album under his name, or one or two albums, and after I don't know.
No, he is singing in Arcturus and BORKNAGAR.
Actually, he came back, because VINTERSORG left. The interview is online about VINTERSORG last year, 2025. He explains that. Okay. Thank you. Sometimes I can find also connection with like I said, Campfire, Gorgoroth, DARKTHRONE. It's your DNA. You grew up with that in Norway.
My favorite black metal
Mayhem.
is basically the best black metal band in the world is Burzum.
Okay. It depends which era, but which period with album.
For me, that's the perfect black metal band.
Yeah. Okay. We are not going to speak a lot of Burzum because I'm going to be censored, and he has problem with justice in France a few years ago.
I know.
Okay,
but it's very important to say that I separate the art from the artist.
The work and the music. The man and the music. And okay, I understand. Of course. It's sometimes hard to make the difference when we are fan. When we are fan of that, we don't make. Okay, I wanted to know more about the song Torden. It's the second single. Torden, it means thunder. In Norway. Could you tell me more about this song, the second single after Ødelagt?
Yes, absolutely. Torden is actually that song I'm really excited about because it's an energetic track. Because the music is very energetic, I needed, an energetic theme for the song. And, a thunderstorm and chaos is energetic, So thunder and lightning, the song is basically about the elements in nature just wiping out everything that we have made to just start over, basically.
And not about Thor, the god.
No, not about the god. It's about the elements.
Actually. The element. Yes. Okay. And Ødelagt, the previous and first single, Ødelagt, maybe more classic. Torden is heavy and catchy. I think it's perfect for live. Ødelagt also, but a bit different, maybe darker.
Yeah, Ødelagt is a bit special because for maybe 2 years ago, I've started a new project only in my studio here where I wanted to do a music brand which is more, dystopic and, inspired by brutalist architecture, emptiness, maybe a bit doom and, stuff like droning stuff.
Okay,
So that music is actually from that project that I stopped doing for some reason. But I pulled out that piece of music and finished it for Mork instead. And now the lyrics is about basically somebody who has lived a life based on a lie. Everything is built on sand castles and then everything collapses.
Okay.
And then the person chooses to, jump off the ride, to put it like that. It's a dark song about suicide.
Okay. And when you told about the previous other project, more drone metal, etc., it was the Death Trip or October Moon? Maybe,
No. This was just something I started alone. I
Okay.
think I made 2 or 3 songs, and one of those is Ødelagt, actually. And you can, if you listen to the music there, it's really droning. It's inspired by big emptiness and empty, huge,
Ouais.
brutalist rooms, if you know what I mean. It's about a
Mm.
cold and emptiness feeling inside of the human, basically, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
And I remember also you have another project. I don't know if it's still alive. Udad.
Udod, yes.
Udad. Yeah, you are still alive. You are still active with this solo project, side
It
project.
I released one album a
Yeah.
couple of years ago, and then we have played 2 concerts with that
Okay.
project. But it's not active. But I'm, you know, Udod is a bit special because Mork is progressing in music, while Udod is degressing, is going
like
backwards.
like Darkthrone,
So
like Darkthrone.
yes, and I need to be in a
Cool.
specific frame of mind to
Good.
do Udod.
Ouais. Okay, yeah, it's also signed on Peaceville Records. The album,
Yes,
eponym album, was released in 2024 on on
that's
Peaceville too.
right.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
thank
okay,
you.
okay. Okay. So, what do you want to add for people who don't know black metal, or at the same time for people who wants a pure, true Norwegian black metal? What what can you add to convince them to listen, of course, to this album? And for people who don't know black metal, because sometimes people now there is a new fashion of post black metal, especially in France, with hardcore music, doom music, a lot of show things, and crust or electro. In fact, it's very and progressive. And how do you? What's your vision? What can you bring to the black metal scene? Because in fact, from Norway, we don't have a lot of new things, and it's from Sweden too. Since last year, except the dinosaurs, Darkthrone, Mayhem, etc.
Oh, that's right. Well, let's put it like this. I don't play black metal just to be angry or scary or
Okay.
follow a trend or do tribute to old bands. I make my music with an honesty from within myself. That is why Mork also is a bit different than
Yeah.
most other bands,
Yeah.
which is very important for me because it's
Mhm.
based on honesty. And I remember I saw an interview with one of the old school bands for many, many years ago where they talked about back in the early 90s that
Yeah.
two bands can't be similar. You have to bring something different to the table. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
which I believe is really important. So to me, I make music that feels correct for me. And if the listener needs to work a little bit with the albums, then that's good in my opinion.
Yeah.
All you need to know for me is that it's honest and pure from myself. It's not based on expectation.
Okay. Okay, that's clear. Okay, that's clear. That's clear, and that's dark too, because I forgot to show, but to show it the cover artwork behind me. Before behind me, you can see again the cover artwork more bigger. Monolith, yeah, it's a way to wink, maybe to, yeah, we can say to Stanley Kubrick, the movie 2001 Space Odyssey.
Fantastic movie. And yes, I remember seeing that monolith in that movie
Yeah,
when I was a small child, and
yeah, yeah,
it has been in the back of my mind ever since.
yeah,
So, something big and mysterious,
yeah,
and that is something I took with this album as well. And I need to put credit where credit is due to
yeah,
the artist, which is
yeah.
Kjell Åge Mæland, did the artwork, fantastic. And
Okay.
a fellow Frenchman, David Thierry, he did also some work on this album. He
Ah,
made
okay.
uh, he
Okay.
made the Monolitt logo that is inside the cover.
Okay. What's the name of the guy you say?
The front cover guy is Kjell Åge Mæland,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
you have David Thierry from France,
David. Okay.
who have been worked with before too.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay. And we have seen the vinyl version. But thank you very much for all these details. So can we hope to see you live maybe this year or next year in a regular tour or support band, or not for Darkthrone, but because they don't tour, but with another Norwegian band, or in festivals, maybe it would be cool in festival, summer festival, Hellfest, Motoculture in France, and Alcatraz in Belgium.
We would love to come back to France and play the festival. So I hope some of them are watching this and can book
I
us for
hope.
next year.
Yeah.
In October, we are going out on a long European tour, actually, and
Okay.
we are crisscrossing mid-Europe there in Germany and Luxembourg, whatever. And we are
Cool.
having one show in France, which is in
Okay.
Lyon.
Okay. Okay. I'm a bit far away, but yeah, yeah. Okay. In Lyon. Okay. Nice. There is a big scene. It's active in Lyon. Okay. A big city. Okay.
So that's our first time in Lyon. So
Okay.
excited about that. But I hope we can come back to Hellfest and those others in
Oh yeah.
next year, maybe. Would
Okay.
be
Cool.
amazing.
Okay. We eat well in Lyon, and good
You do?
wine and
Okay.
good food and good wine in Lyon.
Looking forward
the,
to that.
the small restaurants, the bars and restaurants when you could eat and drink wine. It's called bouchon, bouchon like a bouchon, that on the bottle. It's a bouchon. It's called in
Okay,
French
okay.
bouchon, bouchon.
I
What close
remember
the bottle? Bouchon.
I remember we played Hellfest a couple of years ago when we went to, is
Uh,
it Colmar?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
we went out to a restaurant, drank wine, and ate estragon, and it was
Okay,
fantastic. Magnifique!
Magnifique. Okay, but thank you. I thank you for your time. I thank you to play the game because once again, it's not so often we have interviews with videos. We have a lot of things, Mayhem, Dimo Borgir, but sometimes no camera. So thank you very much for your effort, Thomas, and good luck with this new album. Very good album in June, Peaceville Records. On Peaceville Records, it's called Monolitt, and honestly. Very like the previous one, but a bit different, heavy, darker. But yeah, very. We need to listen, and the riffs are very. You work a lot. You work a lot on the songs, the tracks, 9 tracks. Yes, it's a lot of
Me-
works behind that.
Merci beaucoup, my friend.
Okay, I thank you. How do you say in Norwegian? Merci, tack. I know in Swedish, but in Norwegian,
Tu tusen takk.
tusen tack. Tusen tack. Okay, merci in French. Bye bye.